guys, it's Julie from Plan to Create, and I'm here today wrapping up the month of July, so I wanted to share a flip through of my pages with you. And I try to answer 3 different questions about the month, and as I do that I'll show you the pages. But basically I'm kind of looking back to see what worked, if there's something that I would change going into the next month, and last, if there's any products that I discovered or used a lot this month that I enjoyed that I would recommend. First things first, we're right here at my monthly pages, so we'll kind of address that. That's something that I have added the last couple of months. I wanted to kind of share it with you, let you know what I do like about it and why I'm enjoying it. So I created this monthly foldout. It has grids and week numbers, which are just a couple of things that I wanted to test out. I find when it's a big blank square, I'm learning, to kind of add morning appointments in the top quadrant, evening in the bottom, midday in the middle, but this really does kind of help divvy that out for me. I also just liked having kind of like this open space around the actual date, like a little bit thicker, so that I could do like an all-day event, like a birthday. I started to do that, add those kinds of things in. I really do like to see the week numbers. You're gonna see those popping up a lot in my planner, and I know that it's like very zoomed out, so it's probably hard for you to see some of these things. But basically I've designed this foldout, and so this last page actually refers to the following month. So what I'm looking at here is July, like 3 different ways. And that is a little bit redundant for some of you, probably like, holy cow, how are you using the month of July here, month of July here, basically month of July here. And the only thing I can think to explain that is that, number 1, I put in forward planning on this page. I feel pretty comfortable on these 2, kind of marking them up. And then this is more, for whatever reason, kind of like a solidified schedule. So that's kind of how I'm using it. But again, I'm forward planning sort of in 2 different places here. And all I can say is that just sometimes my brain clicks with this layout. Sometimes it's just nice to see kind of an overall view of my month, and if a week is getting busier and busier, I can see that really quickly here at a glance. I don't know what else to say. That's kind of just the way my brain works. I'm really enjoying this overview because I went ahead and just typed in recurring tasks that we need to do. I went through the entire goals process through the Planner Spots system that I mentioned in my last video, and I just really thought through like what are some of the things that we need to do on a regular basis, and how can I divvy that up so we're not hitting the end of the month and realizing, oh man, we need to do all these things and we have a week to cram it. So trying to naturally space some of these things out, and or just like Costco. Like, I'm probably the only person in the world that hates going to Costco, but it just makes me so exhausted. I'm so visually overstimulated in Costco because I want to see all the things my husband's rushing through. It's a lot. So I feel like that is just something that, like, let's do it once a month. We just want to go when it's like us and 4 people in the store, and that's like ideal. That never happens. Anyways, long story short, it just kind of gives you an idea of how I've like divvied certain things out throughout the month, sprinkled them out so that we kind of know to hit those that particular week. We have like focus areas in our house that I've tried to spread out so that they get deeper cleans those week and just are kept tidy throughout the rest of the month. And over here, I just like, if I know I have like a scheduled appointment on a certain day, I'll just add a little sticker over here on the sidebar. I do some other tracking throughout the month. I've even since really added another column over here so that I can actually have like, here's events, maybe here's some work tasks that I want to try to get done in and around those events. Definitely, like I've mentioned before, this planner is a work in progress, but I'm really liking this edition of the foldout, the monthly foldout. I think it's been, it's worked really well for me. So I'm trying to take it out here to show you obviously how quickly and easily it comes out of the discs. And then, like I said, it's a little interesting because you have the July here, but then August on the back. And if you were to just print that page, it might be a little confusing. But once it's in your planner, it kind of, you can see how it lays against the next month. And just to mention, like, the weeks actually line up. So you have a Monday through Sunday here, and it actually like lines up with the weeks in that same calendar across the page. So, they're all playing nice together. And you can see how I'm starting to kind of divvy out that 3rd column, just learning like, oh, maybe I could use that space more wisely. So the other thing I wanted to mention here is that I did take some little page flags. I cut down some stickers from Papery Planning, but she actually sells the little abbreviated months like this. So those are like a really cute way to make your own monthly tabs if you just like to have something up there. It's, very little space taken in your planner, and it's just kind of a nice way to be able to flip through each of the months. I am waiting for some abbreviated ones to finish the rest of the year because I don't need to cut my big, longer stickers. I can just use the smaller ones. So that's why there's only through September right now. Okay, the second thing that did work for me is that I realized like my schedule isn't such that I have a lot of calendar events, and so taking a huge portion of my planner and having a huge portion be schedule oriented, I feel like that's not the best use of space for me. So I love this HALFSIES because you're basically taking half your page to like schedule and maybe even like some recurring tasks that I know I need to get done, some meal planning. My portion for schedule is very small per day if you were to really look at it. And then taking the other half of the sheet and just thinking about, there's tons of things that we need to do. My husband and I, we choose a lot of how we fill our time. And so when you have a blank open day that you're not sure what to do, for us, it's like, okay, what are the things that we're driving, we're in the driver's seat and that we want to accomplish. And so we have to determine and, determine our schedule ourselves. And since that's the spot that we're in life, this works better because it's like, okay, here's like a morning routine. Here's how I want to, the things I want to accomplish every morning, things I want to accomplish every evening, and then whatever else throughout the day that kind of is like around the home or just general to do, or do we have some errands to run or things to buy. So this is definitely like, this worked really well for me in the month, well, you're seeing the last week of June there, but July. You're gonna see I do it the same. I lay it out very much the same week after week because these were already labeled. It's really nice for me to just know where to go to write something, where to look for things. You're gonna see I do enjoy marking off tasks with my darker Tombow. It's then really easy to see what didn't get done, basically what still needs to be done. It's like the closer I get to the end of the month, I think you see more stickers pop up because I realize, oh my gosh, my kit, I need to use it instead of just sit here with it. So I squeezed in an extra full box, yay me. I got my cute little Ferris wheel over here. But yeah, I'm kind of flipping through these quickly because I'm wanting you to see the overall picture. I'm not going to go into specifics about what I did or did not do. The third thing that really did work well for me was using these kits from the planner spot. I really enjoy that consistency week after week. So I'm learning, to put my week number. I try to put our focus area in our home that we need to clean up. And then just if there's a highlight for the week. At the end of the week, I might put something that's going on, or if I know that there's something big happening that week, I write it there. This is like my heavily decor area, and the rest of it I really do try to make it a lot more functional with some pops of color. Okay, so let me I think that have I flipped you through, this is the last week, so this is where I am at just today. I'm not tackling this week quite with the same vigor as last week. I just had a lot of things I had to get done. So this one I'm breathing here, thus I'm filming a video. I feel like I have a margin and time to do that. So those are the three things that did work well for me. So the monthly foldout was new, the less space here on a schedule, and then using the Planner Spots kits. And I feel like, obviously it's a plug, I love her stuff. I do have a code for her, but I'm not like an official team member of hers. She's just awesome. She knows that I love her stuff, and she gave me a code to share with you guys. So when I mention it, that you can get 10% off. So anytime you use the code JULIE10, that is how you save 10% off on your order with her. She designs really pretty stickers that do, I feel like, make an impact on my weeks. If this was totally without those stickers, it would be okay, it's fine. But I feel like those just add this little punch that just really makes it fun. I missed that this week. I think I remember sharing that I had only done 3 columns and not the 4th, and it just was like, oh man, I don't have my sidebar. I really, really enjoy having that. It adds a little bit of structure right there. It's clean and they all line up nicely together, but it also just does get some impact on my pages that I otherwise miss without those. Okay, 3 things that I would want to change up for future months. One of them was the self-care category. I feel like I struggled with that as I went on. Like this, I just started writing other stuff, like work-related things or, things I needed to get done that had nothing to do with self-care. It was a nice idea, but I don't necessarily have 7 or 8 things every week that I need to do for self-care. I feel like those are getting, scheduled into my schedule on a regular basis, so it was unnecessary. But it was already typed in there, so I kind of worked with it, but I won't be redoing that. When I use this insert again, I'm not going to have it be a self-care header there. Second thing, okay, my AM and PM routines. I kind of am laughing because number one, like my chores, I had like 3 little things that were chores in the morning, and my husband is literally doing the dishwasher every morning, so I didn't cross any of those off. It's super sweet. He's a super early riser, so he's like unloaded the dishwasher, done all of his morning routines before I'm even up and out of bed generally. So that's kind of funny. So obviously there would be some things that I would tweak about my morning routine, and I think that's normal to kind of be, you know, ebb and flowing through that, seeing like what's something that's already like just becoming absolutely natural to you and you don't have to track it anymore. That's the goal for me, is that these just become second nature eventually, and I don't even have to track them. But having said that, I do think that I am going to break up with my morning and PM routines for next month. It's not you, it's me, you know, it's just that I feel like if I see this week after week after week after week, it will become white noise to me and I just will no longer care or pay attention. So I'm going to take a break for the month of August. I have it in my notes, like add it back in September, or that's a perfect thing that I should be doing right here, is just jotting down for September, add routines. So it's not that I'm not going to be doing these things, I'm just not going to track them for the next month, because like I said, I've done okay with this one. There's certain things that I would, like I said, switch around. My PM routine though, like I definitely need work on that, but I made no progress this month with the tracker. I feel like I did the same things and I did not do the same things. So I'm going to give it a break and then pop back again in a month. The last thing that I feel like I need to work on, or what I would change up, is still working on incorporating the goals section into my day-to-day life, into my planning. I know overall that some of these routines were trying to help me towards some of my goals. The focus areas, you know, that's kind of one of my goals, is just to maintain a home that's clean, that's, you know, minimalist, that's organized. And I'm embarrassed to say that kind of, because it's like, duh. I mean, I suppose that's everyone's goal, right? But like, by me writing it down, it's like I had to actually ask myself, so yeah, I want that, but what am I actually doing every week and every day to make sure that that's happening, and not just kind of say, yeah, I want that. So that is something that I feel like I need to continually improve on, is like the way of taking all this work that I've done, writing down all these ideas and things I've had. I feel like I still have to find that break between, yes, I've done that, and now how am I incorporating it week after week? And I don't have the answer to tell you today. That's something that I'm jotting down, that I'm going to have to kind of work through in August. And I don't have to have it nailed in August. Like, I get to spend the rest of my life figuring that out. So it's just kind of me sharing that with you, that like, you know, that's the goal, right? Is that this is all supporting what our overall goals are. And so I think, you know, I feel like I have made improvements in that, but I also just feel like that's something that is really driving me. And that's why I bother to do all of this, because it's not just about tracking my schedule or my appointments. It's like filling that time with the things that help me accomplish the bigger picture goals. So that's going to be a work in progress every month, I suspect, but that's definitely something that came to mind as I wrap up this one. Okay, so those are kind of the things I would change or work on. And the last thing is 3 different products that I kind of either discovered this month or just enjoyed using. And one of them goes back here to my monthly foldout. Sorry, I just took this out. I normally have this little July tab, but I didn't like how it was blue in the camera, so I took it off, but that's normally how I flip quickly to my month. So yeah, so the first thing is that these corner stickers, like that, I don't know why, but they are really resonating with me this month. You're gonna see that I use them a lot in future months, and what those are for me are things for my husband. So like when he has a meeting, that's how I'm marking it. And so it just is so great to be able to look at the month, because I usually haven't tracked his schedule on my sheets, but it really is helpful. So it's really nice to have it on there. That, and then also I just love the stickers because they don't take up, I still have plenty of room to write if something else were happening for me. Like if I had an appointment, it's not like a jumbled mess with all the writing. I don't have to write anything down here. I mean, I may write it on here or I may not. I may just use it as a sticker on the big monthly overview, and I may or may not write it down on the weekly pages, but I love having that sticker letting me know that he has something going on that sort of affects me in some way or another. So that's how I'm using those, and I really, really like them. And I'm getting some more from Papery Planning. I've ordered them, you know, in these colors. I'm trying to stock up in these colors here. He serves on a couple of different board of directors, and so I have separated those out. So this is like one of them, this is a different board, so that's kind of why the color variation. Another thing that I've recently discovered and I really enjoy are these cute little icons from the Planner Fluent. And number one, they're just cute. There's something about the drawings on there that are really fun. But also, I like them because she offers them with a color, like a slight color dot, basically. So I'm trying to show you an example in here. So here's an airplane, and that's just a plain basic airplane. from the planner spot, and then I've been layering it with a mini dot or a dot just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension and depth to kind of stand out in my planner. And so these kind of already come with that. They have the icon and then just a very slight, like almost like a watercolor effect on them. So I really like that. And then just showing you how I'm using them. I can never remember what day is trash, what day is recycle, so I definitely have been adding that here on my pages. If I'm watching a series with my husband, or just want to kind of keep track of what we're watching, I'll throw those in for the evenings. But then also I am keeping track of like if I'm reading, what book I'm reading, and if I finished in the evenings. That's kind of something else that I'm trying to do more of than the TV, and so I'm adding those in. The last thing I'll mention is this cute little stamp, and you guys know that I do love to stamp. I definitely stamp to add my dates. I oftentimes stamp my meal plan because I do like to keep track of what we are eating or what we did eat. If nothing else, like this is a really great idea to go back for like ideas in a month, like what were we eating and what was working really well for us, and I can go back and be like, oh yeah, let's do that again. But so anyway, and then the routine, it's kind of a cute stamp. It was fun to use on my pages. I think it fits this space really nicely. If I didn't use washi here, I could have done it above the AM routine too. That was an option. But this is just cute. It has like weekend, daily, morning, evening, weekday routines. So you could really like, get fancy with this. I like the big number 1, simply the best, cute stars, everyday details, and today's highlight. So you could use this for journaling, as prompting for that, like what's today's highlight. There's just a lot of fun ways, and I thought that that was a cute thing to incorporate it. You get this from maybe like more of a scrapbooking company, but so I love to find ways to use stamps that are designed for a different purpose and bring them to my planner pages, and that was like a perfect one. That pretty much wraps up this month. I wanted to kind of mention that too, that I do sandwich, I call them sandwich or bookmark, my weekly pages, because I kind of recognize that when you go to print them, there's nothing worse than like starting with a blank Thursday to Sunday sheet in your planner and then actually planning your week there. I mean, there probably are things that are worse than that actually, now that I say that. That sounded really dramatic. Meanwhile, I used a song on Instagram for a reel. It's my routine, it's my routine. I got that song stuck in my head so bad. So you'll have to go check it out if you haven't yet, because maybe it'll get stuck in your head too. It's my routine.